guys, we have some really exciting news to share with you. We are getting ready to do another 5-day water fast, and it's going to be March 8th through the 12th. We're really fired up about this because we have done several of these in the past, and we feel fantastic after these water fasts, and we know all of the benefits of them, and we want to share those with you so you can understand why we do these 5-day water fasts. People hear this and they think that
it's crazy.
Yeah. They just don't understand why you would do something like that. So that's why we're here to educate you on this. So first of all, why would you do a 5-day water fast? You can down-regulate autoimmunity. You can improve chronic disease and have prevention for these chronic diseases and autoimmunity and cancer and diabetes and all kinds of things. There's so many preventative things that happen with these 5-day water fasts. If you know that you don't have anything right now, just doing a water fast can ensure that you won't be getting those in the future. So blasting your brain and body performance through the roof is another one. You're going to feel fantastic after these water fasts. You're going to have so much energy and brain clarity. And then finally, live as long as possible feeling great. So if you can incorporate one 5-day water fast at least once a year, it's going to just increase your longevity in life and make you feel fantastic. So Dr. Nagel is going to go ahead and tell you 7 benefits from fasting.
So there's just tons of science on this. In 2016, the Nobel Prize winner won it on fasting and autophagy and disease prevention. And as Erin said, not only prevention, but reduction of ongoing disease if the disease is present. So reversing that. And this guy, the guy that came in second place, his name's Walter Longo. So he and his partner Joseph Antoon just got a $44 million grant from the NIH. I think it was actually last year, because with these strategies that we're talking about, they're reversing MS and multiple myeloma in animals. And then we've seen tons of benefits in humans. So, and there's other scientists like Dr. Seyfried, who's working with cancer and fasting. And I'm just going to go through 7 of the benefits. So you're thinking 5 days without food, just water and minerals. Why would I do that? Oh my gosh, I'm going to tell you why here. So the first one is autophagy. So auto means self, phagy means eat. So what that means is your God-given genetics are really smart, and in all ancient cultures, and when humans were just hunter-gatherers, one common thread is there were periods of fasting, periods where you didn't have any food, and your God-given genetics are smart. That's when your body goes in and cleans up the rubbish. So it starts targeting cells that have bad DNA, like cancer cells or autoimmune cells or dysfunctional mitochondria, or just not working, or senescent cells like old ones that aren't working as well. So one of the major health benefits is autophagy. So after about 3 or 4 days of fasting, then you start producing stem cells. So you clean up the rubbish and then you start generating new tissue. So this is free. So instead of spending thousands of dollars on stem cell treatments, you can get it for free just from fasting. It elevates your ketones. So I'm not going to take a huge dive into this, but this is one of the healing strategies, is where we want to move your ketones up and your sugars down. And this is, something that would happen in nature, and we see huge benefits from that from a health standpoint. And so you're going to this is the fastest way to get those ratios. Energy diversion. So Americans eat 17 times a day. We spend tons of cellular energy, or we burn tons of cellular energy just digesting food. And what that does is it robs the body of energy for healing, growth, and repair. So when you're in these long fasts, these block fasts, you can move all that energy into healing, growth, and repair. Hormone optimization. A lot of people, when they hear hormone optimization, they're thinking sex hormones or stress hormones, estrogen, testosterone. Absolutely. Those optimize with fasting. A lot of that happens in the liver. But we're also looking at thyroid hormone and insulin, so your fat storing hormone. Huge strategy. So if you're, when we talked about in the disease process or prevention, this applies to both of them. Getting more insulin sensitive is going to prevent disease. Reversing insulin resistance is going to reverse diabetes. Resets the DNA. What does that mean? So we talk about genetics. When I was in school, everything was you know, anything that happened to you and you didn't know the cause, we called it genetic. We know now, science shows that's totally wrong. So you turn genes on and you turn them off. We've had the same genes for tens of thousands of years. Your environment is what turns these disease genes on and turns them off. So when we're changing this environment, we can start resetting the DNA. So when we look at autoimmunity, one of the fastest ways to downregulate autoimmunity is go into a 5-day water fast. So resets the microbiome. So 80% of your immunity is in the gut. We now know there's a direct connection between the gut and the brain. So it plays a role in clarity of thought and energy, and whether you're happy or sad or depressed. Plays a huge role in hormone optimization. And in nature, we should have these periods of fasting so we can reset that microbiome. Most Americans, because all the pesticides and herbicides and a bunch of other stuff, we have dysfunctional guts. So that our gut is dysfunctional and it's leaky. So it has bad bugs and it leaks. So it causes a lot of disease. This is one of the ways that you reset that microbiome. So
have we piqued your interest? Do you know somebody who would benefit from these things? I'm sure everybody does. Even if you're just interested in following along with our coaching, just seeing how a 5-day water fast is done, please go to our Fast for Health page, and starting next week, we're going to go ahead and start posting Facebook Lives, videos on coaching and prep for the 5-day water fast. Just jumping straight into a 5-day water fast can be challenging for people, so we're going to try to ease you into it so it's a lot easier and more comfortable. And so we will also be filming during our daily 5-day water fast. We'll do daily videos to show what we are going through, and then what you should be expecting and experiencing yourself during the 5-day water fast. So again, it's Fast for Health. Find it on Facebook. We'll go ahead and put a link in the comment section, and you can click on that to make it easier, and then we will invite you into the Facebook page. All right?
yeah, I guess one last thing to add is, we know all the science is good, but you think it's going to be torture. It's not. It's actually so empowering, both physically and spiritually. Like most Americans are addicted to food. You get through that, you realize that you don't have to eat all the time for energy. In fact, you have more energy and more clarity of thought. When you're in this fasting state, and then when you do it as a group, it's so much easier. I mean, all of our programs, our functional medicine program, in large part, is based on coaching. Our weight loss program is based on coaching. We just know that's how we can see people from the beginning to the end. From problem to full resolution. And this is a strategy that fits in with that.
And it's helpful being in a group too, because you can see what other people are experiencing and see answers to their questions, and it will be helpful to you in the end as well. So it's just, we can kind of cheer each other on, keep each other motivated. It works really well. So go ahead and join our Facebook page. And
join us with Fast for Health. We've done this before. We led 70 people through a fast last year, and hopefully we can get a lot more this year. So
all right, we'll see you next week.
See you next week.